Hi everybody, this is Nathan from DataMotion.com, and today we're going to talk about using DataMotion in the POP3 format, which we do use occasionally. There are a few scenarios where it makes sense to use DataMotion in a POP3 format, as opposed to probably the most popular format, which is where you download and install the Send Secure button into your Outlook. But there are some situations where you can't install the button. Maybe you have another program that you use in your Outlook that maybe doesn't allow you to use other add-ins, or Google Apps users, for example, cannot use the button because it's not compatible with Google Apps for Business. At least with the Outlook the Outlook synchronization tool that Google has, is not compatible with that. So there are a few scenarios where it makes sense to, instead of using the Send Secure button, put DataMotion into your Outlook as a POP3 account. And it actually works very, very nicely. It's a very clean setup, and so let's go through the steps. It's very easy. It takes about 60 seconds from start to finish to get it set up. And so let's start out here. Here's my Outlook, and I use a Microsoft Exchange server for our Outlook, but there are, the POP3 account setup in DataMotion is compatible with numerous different types of server setups, whether that's POP3, IMAP, Exchange, Gmail, all forms of Google Apps can use this POP3 format. So what you're going to do is you're going to go into your accounts, and in account settings here, or you can click the add an account. Either one will kind of get you to the same place. All right, so we're going to do a new account. Okay, and at this screen here, we're going to select manual setup. Okay, and then hit next. Then we're going to select the POP format. All right, so at this, I'm just going to start putting in some information here for my account. So first my name and then my email address. Okay, and then for the incoming server, there's a couple servers here that you want to take note of here. The incoming server is ssl.datamotion.com, and if you're used to logging in to the DataMotion portal through a web browser, you obviously will notice that that's the same address that you use for that. The outgoing server, we're going to use this. It's smtp.datamotion.com. For the username and password, you're going to use the same set of login credentials that you use to log in on the DataMotion website portal. Okay, so this is how we set this first screen up here. So pretty simple. Name, email address, you have an incoming and outgoing mail server, and then a username and password. Okay, now the next thing we need to do is we need to go down to the More Settings button here in the lower right, and there's a couple items that we need to check in here. First of all, we need to go to the Outgoing Server tab and check this box here at the top that says My Outgoing Server Requires Authentication. So make sure that that's checked. Okay, then you want to go to the Advanced tab, and you want to click This Server Requires an Encrypted Connection. Obviously, we need that for DataMotion. And then for the outgoing server, I like to change this to 587. Whoops. Okay. And then for the encryption type right here, we need to set that to TLS. Okay. So the last piece that I do here is I go back to the General tab, and we want to just give this a good description, which I'll show you in a little bit why that's important. So what we're going to do here is I'm just going to put in Nathan's DataMotion account. And like I said, you'll see momentarily why that's important. Okay, so once you've done that, go ahead and click OK. Then you can hit Next here, and Outlook will go through and verify your settings. All right, great. Outlook verified the settings, gave us 2 check marks showing us that our settings are correct. All right. And that's it for this piece. Now we can go through and send a message. Now you'll notice here that when I did this, I got a second set of folders here in my Outlook. Okay, this is my DataMotion account. So here's my primary account, which is training@rainnetworks.com. I still have that. So watch how this works now. I'm going to do a new email message, okay? And obviously my default account is training@rainnetworks.com. But if I click on this from box, there's that description, and there's why when we put that description into that into the general tab there on the email account edition there, that's where that is very, very important. So it just kind of makes an easy way for us to tell the two accounts apart. All right, so there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and select that account, and now if I was to send a message, it would be routed through DataMotion servers. It would be encrypted, and it was just that easy to set up the POP3 account in my Outlook using the DataMotion setup. So that's really all it is, and it's really that simple, and hopefully this will work out good for you if for some reason you can't install the button. Thanks a lot, and have a great day, and feel free to email us if you have any questions.